They ended up not buying. My heart sunk because that was the most amount of money I was ever going to make in my business. And I had started it. It was 3 years young. And I was like, man, I almost made $3,200 in an hour, 15 minutes. I looked at my girl when we got off the call with her friend and her mom. And I was like, there is no way I just had the opportunity to earn $3,200 in 1 hour, 15 minutes off of something that I never went to school for, off of something I never got a certification off of something that I went through myself, solving my own problem, okay? Being able to help somebody else solve their problem and get paid $3,200 in literally 1 hour, 15 minutes. I made $6,400 in one weekend at 25 years old. That was 2 years ago. Here's exactly what I learned. Before we get into it, I apologize if you're watching the video and it's a little dark. I just walked out of Starbucks. I was just working and I created this video with notes so we can be very direct, and it's in the evening on a Sunday. So we're going to be quick with it because I don't want to get too dark on the video. Anyways, listen, this completely blew my mind. I can't believe I forgot about this story. But as I was working in Starbucks, I literally remembered a time where I was struggling to pay rent, where I was struggling to make money online with what I was passionate about. And I failed at making the most amount of money that I could in one day. And that's what pushed me into making $6,400 in just a weekend. I'm going to tell you exactly what happened, okay? This was actually a story, just actually like a quick story time where I was an online fitness coach making online fitness programs, little meal plans, workout videos, and just holding my students accountable that purchased a program from me on Instagram when I was posting at the time on my fitness account. And what ended up happening was one of my girl's best friends or whatever, her and her mom ended up like getting really excited. Oh my gosh, it's almost summer. I'm ready to get in shape. We know you can give us great results. They trusted me, and I thought it was going to be the easiest sell of my life because these people already know me, like me, and trust me. They've already seen me in person. Okay, and this goes to show that it's a skill in order for you to know how to communicate. But that's a whole nother video, a whole nother topic, right? Let me tell you what happened. I got on the phone. They were really excited. I'm more excited, and that was the problem. At the end of the day, long story short, they didn't buy from me. Now, I had my program at $1,600 back then per client, meaning I was going to make $3,200 in literally an hour, 15 minutes. Just imagine that. Let that sink in. I was only going to make $1,600 per client, and I say only, and I'm going to tell you why, all right? Because I'm going to give you all a process about how to make sure that you can do this for yourself and look at money in a different way, but leverage it, okay? But anyways. And what I mean by leverage is leverage your own passion, your own knowledge, all right? They ended up not buying. My heart sunk because that was the most amount of money I was ever going to make in my business. And I had started it. It was 3 years young. And I was like, man, I almost made $3,200 in an hour, 15 minutes. I looked at my girl when we got off the call with her friend and her mom. And I was like, I'm going to make $5,000 this month, and I'm not going to let anything stop me. There is no way I just had the opportunity to earn $3,200 in 1 hour, 15 minutes off of something that I never went to school for, off of something I never got a certification off of something that I went through myself, solving my own problem, okay? Being able to help somebody else solve their problem and get paid $3,200 in literally 1 hour, 15 minutes. That month, I did the same thing. I talked to different people that actually saw me online, and I ended up making $6,400. Now, here are the lessons that I learned. Lesson number one is reverse engineer your income target. How many times have you heard, oh, this is how you make $10,000 per month, and your brain can't even start to think about how you'll earn $10,000 per month? I mean, if you sold one product that was $10,000, your brain might go like, what the heck am I going to give that's that valuable? I'm telling you, you have to reverse engineer your process of thinking, okay? Say if you're a fitness coach, say if you are a barber, say if you are a person who helps people get their taxes straight, anything you're knowledgeable in. You have to understand that the transformation is what they are getting access to. They want access to who they want to be, not the information. Yes, AI exists and it's free. But here's the thing. The transformation is what they actually want, not the information. People consume information for a transformation. Does that make sense? Like this video and subscribe if you've gotten value so far. When we reverse engineer our income target, this means that you need to think and know what transformation the people that want your help, that need your help, what transformation do they want? That way you can be able to say, my program is going to be $1,000 per person. Meaning now if you want to make 10K, you only have to sell your program 10 times. You don't have to make a program that's $10,000. Believe me, there's programs out there that are $10,000. I'm working on my way to purchase and invest in someone's program that's $26,000. Okay? So there's programs that are that high up in an investment, but when you're first starting off, you can start off making $10,000 or $5,000 in a weekend. You just have to know the transformation you're going to allow people to have once they have your access to your type of help, and you have to know your pricing. So it's kind of like working backwards. If you want to make 10K, maybe you sell something 10 times. That's $1,000. If you want to make 10K, maybe you sell 5 things. That's $2,000. Okay? It's very simple. Now your brain can logically come up with a solution that is a price point, an investment point for the people that you're going to help. The second lesson I learned is discover what people value. I'm going to keep this really short. People aren't going to want to purchase from you if they don't have a pain. Let me be loud and clear. It is not okay for you to just give value in your content. I followed this strategy for a long time when it came to posting content on an online fitness page or even with making money online. But you know who values the information that you have, the transformation that they want? You know who values it more? People who are in pain. For example, if I had an apple and an apple is not your favorite fruit and I'm like, hey, you want this? And you already ate lunch, you're like, I'm good. But if you haven't eaten lunch or if you haven't eaten anything for the last 2 days and I say, hey, you want this apple? You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Why? It's the same apple. As a matter of fact, it's 2 days old. It's 2 days older. Why do you want it? Because your pain, the intensity of your situation has gotten worse. So this doesn't mean that you need to put people in pain, but people need to already be aware of their pain. So the way you want to make your content is by talking to other people's pain. For example, when I make a video and I say, I'm looking at my notes here. When I make a video and I say something like, I made $5,000 or $6,400 in one weekend at 25 years old, here's what I learned. This is targeting the pain of people who don't know how to make $6,400 in one weekend at an age where, you know, whatever age you're at. You know, if you're older than me, you're like, how he do that and he's 25 years old? You know, maybe you're 40, you know, because I looked at people like that too on the internet. I've had people that I've met in mentorships and I'm like, you know, at the time I might have been like 23 years old. I'm like, how does 19-year-old make like $17,000 in a month? And I haven't gotten there. Like, how? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just makes you, I'm not going to say it puts you in pain, but it definitely brings up curiosity, which makes you have a pain of, I gotta know how. Does that make sense? All right. Lesson number 3 that I learned is use, and this is the most important one. This is the most important one, okay? Use the word only, okay? When you use the word only, your brain starts to think that's not a lot. When I say only $6,400, when I say only $1,600, is because I learned how to increase my investment, my price for the people who are investing in my fitness program to $3,000. So back then, I was charging $1,600 to join my fitness program, okay? But now my fitness program was $3,000. I would have made $6,000. Okay? And I know I said $6,400, but y'all get the point. Like I would have made $6,000 versus the $3,200 that, you know, my girl's best friend and her mom would have gotten. I would have like doubled it because I learned how to pick out, you know, these lessons that I learned. Anyways, when you use the word only, I got this from Myron Golden. When I say, oh, it's only $6,400. Now your brain is like, only $6,400? Well, why are we saying only? You only be saying only to things that aren't as valuable as you think they are. So now it's like, oh, I'm only making this much. And it's like, wait. Why you say only like that? You could be making more. You want to tell your brain these subconscious things. I'm trying to catch the light here. You want to tell your brain these subconscious things because that's what allows you to think bigger. Okay. Lesson number 5 that I learned is be the middleman on delivery. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, y'all. You don't have to create something completely from scratch, create your own website, create your own app. You could literally, this is how I delivered a $3,200 program, or this is how I delivered my online fitness programs when I made $6,400 in one weekend. I had a website that allowed me to create a program on, a fitness program on, okay? Half of the fitness videos weren't me, and that's okay. Maybe you have a problem with that, but everybody, except for one person out of the 4 years that I was an online fitness coach, everybody loved it because I actually showed up for my students and actually checked in on them every week. They didn't really care about, well, Jay, you're not in every workout video. You know, you don't have to film a library of hundreds or 500 videos for people to understand the value that you are in their life, because you're still solving their pain. A video doesn't solve someone's pain. They can watch a workout video anytime, anywhere. On YouTube, they can ask ChatGPT. What they care about is the accountability, at least in the fitness industry. So again, these lessons all tie into, you know, what people's pains are and what they value. But you want to be the middleman. Figure out the things that you have to do that give you the most leverage when it comes to charging a premium price. This is how I was able to charge only $1,600 or only $3,000 to a fitness program, because I purchased a whole nother phone. I purchased a whole nother phone to check in with my students every single week. I would make sure we get on a Zoom call once a week for about 30 minutes. And then I would order their meal plans right to their front door in like every 30 days. So now they had food that they could have that would help them lose weight. I did all the hard work for them. I created their program, their meal plans. I delivered the food to their front door, and I was able to like hold them accountable. And that helped a lot of students lose more than 20, 50, 100 pounds because they had somebody in their corner. You know what I'm saying? And the profit margins were large. So for those who are like, well, how much of the money did you keep if you made $1,600 or $3,000 per program? It only cost me about $20 to $50, maybe $70 a month per client. And on average, that was around, if we're doing a $3,000 program, I was making $500 per student, per client. So 500 minus 70 at the most. So that means I was profiting $430 per month. And a lot of my students paid in full because I was the middleman on this too. I had a program where I had them, you know, invest, and they had to pull out, you know, their bank information and make sure that they qualified for a small little loan. Like, this is what the big dogs are doing, man. Like, they don't get all the cash. They have people who allow their clients to have creditors or whatever, and they're on a payment plan, but the business, you get the money up front and they have to pay the creditor back, and everybody leaves happy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I said I talk until it got dark. It's getting darker. This is the last thing I'll say. Okay, I have a live Passion to Profit class happening. The link is in the description down below. I'm going to show you how to make your first passive income sale with your own passion, with your own knowledge, posting content and attracting people who are in pain, value what you have to share, and want to purchase from you. I will help you learn how to make your first passive income sale, whether it's a digital product, an ebook, a program. It doesn't matter. There's a million ways to sell that one thing that you're knowledgeable about, and I'm going to help you along the way so you can become confident and not have to feel confused off of all of this information. That's all over YouTube University. I will see you there. The link to that is in the description down below, and I'll see you guys there, okay? I'm out. Peace.